Hi, this is Gilles, the radio prepper, with an interesting product today, the VEVOR battery pack. You can turn it on. I've been wanting one of those for some time now, and I'll tell you why, for a pretty interesting reason, and that's the ability to have 220 or 110 volts. Now, it has a pretty good capacity. Well, it's not a giant, it's pretty small actually as far as power packs go. But the interesting features that it has to me are of course the AC plug. So that's a 220 volt AC plug. If you get the US version, you'll get two 110. It has a cigarette lighter connector, two DC outputs. It also has, which can turn it on and off, same thing for the those connectors here, the DC and AC. Also USB charging with regular USB and USB-C, that's pretty cool. And you have the input here, which is for, of course, a solar panel. You can charge it with anything from 12 to 24 volts. Now, what I really like about the screen in this case is that it shows you not only the amount of current you're drawing in watts, but it shows you the amount of time you have left to use your device. So that's pretty cool. When you're operating a radio, you know how many hours you're going to have left on the power pack at your present consumption. So why do I want something like that? It's especially for the 220 volt, and that's to recharge my handheld radios. So I have a bunch of walkie-talkies. They all have different chargers with the wall wart. You plug it in, just a little transformer. And basically, the problem is that I don't want to have a specific charger or DC batteries, anything like that. If I can just have 220 off grid, that's awesome to me, because of course, I can plug in the regular charger for those radios and charge them all. I can put the battery pack outside, plugged in with the solar panel. It will recharge it. And I think the maximum current for recharge is 7 amps. And then you have your power available for AC 220 or 110 volts, and you have 300 watts AC available. So of course you're not going to be running your microwave oven on this thing. It's not made for that. But to recharge things with their regular chargers, or maybe plug in a fan or something like that. I mean, there's so many things you can do with AC current. That if you're off grid, that's pretty nice. The total power is 296 watt hour. That's what's available to you. That means you can use 20 amps at 14.8 volts. That's pretty cool. AC out, I've said it, is 300 watts. The efficiency is 80% after 1,000 charge cycles. So that's amazing. And the lifespan is supposedly more than 3,000 charge cycles. Of course, I'm not going to test that. That would take too long. But that's quite a bit. Even if it's, a bit less, it's still many charge cycles that would last for years, basically. What it also has is a light, different brightness levels, and a blinking light, which is pretty cool. I've needed one once. I was looking for a lost drone, and it was getting dark. And when I came back, it was about 1 kilometer from my starting point, and it was so dark that I couldn't see my way, basically. I was kind of lost. Fortunately, I had looked back on the way in. I noticed a bunch of trees that had a peculiar shape, and I used that, shadowed against the sky. It was really dark, but I could see the form, the shape of the trees, and that's what gave me, the right bearing to come back, basically. But I wish I had a blinking light that night that I could have set up before leaving, and then coming back, I could have seen it and aimed right for it. So this has a blinking light, so it's pretty cool. It also comes with an AC charger and a DC cigarette lighter cable. The single cell capacity is 2900 milliamps. I think it's a 4 cell because the DC output is 16.5 volts. Now that's a little bit much for some radios. I wish they had the voltage regulator in there to 13.8, something like that. And you might have to use one for some radios that have a maximum voltage or 14, 15 volts. You don't want to go above that. So be careful about the maximum input voltage of your radio or anything you plug in the DC plug, basically. And best of all, the price is only $187, which is absolutely amazing. I mean, as of right now, anyway, that might change. I put the links down below for the US, for Europe, and for France. Alright, so I plugged in a 30 watt soldering iron, and it's pretty precise. It says 29 watts. And it also says I have 10 hours left of capacity here. 16.3 volts output. And here I have the capacity that will be displayed. We'll see the total capacity when I'll see that the voltage is dropping too low. So basically, once I reach 12 volts, I'll stop and we'll see how many amps capacity will have been delivered. Don't go anywhere. We'll see the result of the capacity test after a short break. Alright, because this website does cost me much more than what it brings me, I did sign up for an affiliate program with EMP Shield. We are all concerned about EMPs, electromagnetic pulse, especially for radio equipment, and EMP Shield does provide protection for your whole home, for your vehicle, and for your radios, yes, for your antennas. I was a bit skeptical, I have to admit, but after looking at all the documentation they have and the military testing they did, and those devices they offer are extremely fast to protect you against EMPs, but also, of course, lightning. So it does look pretty legit to me. I got you a coupon for $50 off at EMP Shield, so don't forget to use it. It's Radio Prepper in one word, all lowercase. By the way, do use the link down below rather than going to the site directly. That gives me more brownie points, and you do save $50 and I get a kickback. So don't hesitate to have a look at their website. I am learning more about it myself and all the products that they offer. And I'll tell you, the way the world is going right now, I think it's a good precaution. The solar cycle is coming back and there will be a lot of solar activity, so we could get a natural EMP. That's always a threat, and you want to protect your electronics. Your toaster, your washing machine, your oven, everything that has an electronic chip in it is at risk. And you need a device that's fast enough to ground everything in nanoseconds so that when the power comes back, you still have your electric and electronic devices. Once again, the coupon is Radio Prepper, one word, lowercase, and that will give you $50 off. This is 9 hours later. So 1 hour left. That was pretty precise. We have 13.4 volts. So I don't know how much lower it's going to get. And we have 16.9, so almost 17 amp hours. And that's a very good capacity. I really wish there was a voltage regulator in there, so the voltage would be a little bit lower, because again, that's quite a lot. Some of my radios only can take a maximum of 12.6 volts. So I didn't notice at first, but the voltage here is 12.9. So there is a 0.5 volt difference with the other voltmeter, so I suspect this one is the good one. The screen here says 8% left, so I'm going to wait a little bit more. The countdown switched to minutes now. I do like that. 10 minutes left and 1%. So that's 18.2 amp hours, and that's pretty darn good. I'm really pleased with the capacity here. It also tells you how long it's going to take for a full charge, 5 hours in this case, using about 50 watts. Alright, so that's it. Nifty little device. I'm sure you'll see it again on the channel. And until then, have a good one.